guys, this is a video about the pros and cons of doing the straight method for the Bay Park or the 45-degree method. So here's my opinion. Okay, so if you've decided to do the straight method, so you come up and then you reverse in, making sure that there's no one reversing out and stuff like that. If you've decided to do the straight method, I think that the pros to this one is that the people who are driving around the car park and finish their shopping and actually trying to get in and out of the car park who are driving, they can overtake you, and because there's plenty of space. And I think that is definitely a pro. I think that's a good thing about this manoeuvre, because sometimes the student will be lining up that line of that bay there on some kind of reference point inside their car, which is about half of the window normally. That's bay 1. Then the back of the car would be then cutting that one in half, and then you're going into bay 3. So that's the way it's done. But I think it's a pro that people can get round. But I think the con to this is if you are using this line here, then it can sometimes be confusing about which bay you're going to end up going in. You know, so if you've got reference points on your window and stuff, and you're using that one over the back of the car, cutting this one in half to go into bay 3, I think the student can forget about that. They can line up and then maybe be going into a bay that's actually already got a car in it. So I think that is, those are the pros and cons, I think, to that, really. And then, of course, it would be the same on the other side. So if you've decided to do the straight method, so if you're going over and then coming up and you've put yourself over here, excuse the drawing, but then if you're lining up that line there on your reference point, then you've got to remember that you're going into bay 3, that one. So if you're lining up that car there, and the back of your car is cutting bay in 2, and you've got to make sure that this is empty. And under the stress of the test, that can be stressful, can't it? But like I say, the pro to that is when you're over there, people can undertake you. They can get past you. Whilst you're setting yourself up, you don't have to worry like too much, you know. But I think that the pro to the 45-degree method is that you know which bay you're going into. There's no confusion. So you're here, you're driving up, you've chosen to park in this bay here. So you come up like that, and then you might have a reference point of like your knees on this line, or your gear stick perhaps. Your gear stick is on that line there. And then you know you're going into that bay. So then you go over, if it's safe to do so, over to the right very quickly towards the other bays, not going in them, by the way. But you go over to the right, then you put it into the reverse, and then you quickly steer full lock to go in there, sometimes using your mirrors to see how you're getting on with the lines, but looking out the back mostly. But you know which bay you're going into. There's no confusion about like 3 away, you're going in there. But, so that's the pro. But the con is that when you go over there, everybody has to wait for you. You're blocking the road. So it's a tricky one, really. I mean, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the straight method, but you've got to remember that you're going in the 3rd? Or do you like to pick your bay, go over and in, but momentarily block the road? You know? Like, which one do you prefer?